Hey, we're here. We're here. Just wait a couple more minutes. We'll be right with you. What? You don't like my choice of music? Are you serious? Come on. It's not getting you pumped up for the show? Okay. Let me take care of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's showtime, folks!
Unique New York. Brown cow now. Welcome back to another edition.
Thursday Night Live.
So I'm Dana Lattery.
I'm Tim Hepworth.
That is your cue
Time to crack one.
to. So, anyways, welcome back to another Thursday, and the Thursday Night Live's on. NHL's back, and tonight
NHL's back.
the Flames are playing. So,
Catch some of that later.
if anybody out there wants to give us an audio check and let us know if the audio is hurting your ears or if it's music to your ears.
Speaking
I'll
of
let
music,
Tim talk, because usually his subtle
it's normally
voice
my subtle voice that screws everything up.
is. No, I was going to compliment you.
Oh, sorry. Well, I was just assuming
But-
it's all bad.
Yeah, so there we go. Thursday Night Live, Fly Time. Tonight, I'm going to try this.
Chris Bills.
This. Focus. There it goes. Oh,
Oh, had it.
it likes my face too much. I'm going to hide behind it. There it is. A crisp pills. So, let us know where you're from. We're in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and we fish and guide on the Bow River. So, if this is your first time joining us, this is our third season of doing Thursday Night Live. Sometimes I can't tell if the music's too loud, but I'm slowly losing my title of the worst background music DJ on the internet.
Well, you got to stop searching out better music to play and
Yeah.
keep your award going.
Oh, so we got somebody from Elnora.
Elnora, what's the name?
Yeah. Claude
Claude.
Delisle.
Wow.
And Doug Lindsay, welcome from Gurnee, Illinois. And Mark Holcomb, Chasing
Great
Feathers,
state of Indiana.
also from close to Illinois, Indiana. Testing my geography here, but that's okay. Go Flames, go!
Yeah.
Go Flames,
Nice.
go! Big
Yeah,
game
Greg.
tonight. Because the
Where are they
first
playing?
one, they're in Winnipeg.
Oh, in Winnipeg.
Yeah, so they've got a North division, I think, and a West and an East, I think. I can't remember. Honestly, it's weird not having fans in the stands, so it's one of those things where, I don't know if I enjoy watching it so much.
Well,
You don't watch hockey,
Yeah.
you're into the dribbling balls and basketball.
thank you for not saying juggling.
Well, I have yet to see you
Hey,
juggle
well.
balls.
Yeah. Well,
So
like
yeah,
it
what are you drinking tonight? Is it a craft beer? Where's Cam, by the way? Cameron, top fan Cam. He is probably watching somewhere and drinking. What does he
knows what?
drink?
I don't
Like
know,
a
but he's-
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
I bet he's
Yeah.
dressed in plaid drinking Pabs.
Yeah, classic.
Classic.
And there's a good
classic
chance that he will blow his thread tonight.
Cab. Without a doubt.
And
Yep.
Thread's not the name of someone. It's
Thread, last name.
it's his what's in his bobbin. I can't get out of this one.
Nope, you did it. You got sucked into that one.
Yeah. So why don't you tell everybody what is Thursday Night Live and how did it get to the point that we're here behind a camera?
Yeah, so Thursday Night Live, guys. It started in a brewery. That's where we were going to every week. It started as a way of growing a community of people in Calgary, kind of our local people. We met every week. We tied a couple of patterns, drank some beer, socialized. It was incredible. Thankfully, it brought a huge group of people together, not only in Calgary, but virtually. So when the initial lockdown happened last year and we're forced indoors, it really actually turned out okay. It changed the program a bit. We're definitely have grown a lot since then, and we're still able to come to you, being that we're virtually in a studio. And now we have an even bigger group of people, not just in Calgary, but worldwide. So initially, we were just providing materials at our own cost to the brewery to allow people to tie along with us. And we've kind of, like I said, we've grown. We've come a long ways. At this point, this was our first season where we actually had full packages put together that we shipped across everywhere, across the world, internationally. And each week we do 2 patterns. So tonight we're going to be working on this is season 3, episode 4. So if you were lucky enough to have bought one of these kits, we tie directly from them. So we tie 2 patterns every night. We still have stuck with our give back to the brewery, and that we have 20 full seasons there. So every week, if you're local, you can go and pick up your packages and tie along with us, which is hopefully still allowing you to have an excuse to go get some beer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's been pretty cool this year, and you said a very new swear word, shipping.
Yeah, whew.
It is not
new
good.
S word.
It
New
is.
S word.
It's been interesting because the shipping has taken forever, and some people still haven't gotten their kits.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do, but I do know that the shipping is a pain in the butt. Even though, and I know that Michael McCottery, I believe I said that right, just bought a kit a couple weeks ago, and the guaranteed ship date was last Thursday, and I think he just got it. So there is no guarantees in the shipping world.
Not in the shipping game. No. So what we're doing currently, guys, how our shows look every night is we really are here just to kind of BS with you. We want to hear from you, so keep writing comments to us. Ask lots of questions. We're here to be a resource to you as much as we're here to take you through a couple of flies each night. We want to be here to provide information, whether it's just about fly fishing or tying, or really, to be honest, anything you could ask us, we would probably come up with some type of answer for. So be engaging. Just to stick with us throughout the night. That's what makes the show fun. If it's just the 2 of us sitting in a studio, it's not quite the same.
Fun.
So, just tonight we're going to go through 2 different flies like we always do. If you have a kit at home, what we've done in those kits is we've provided enough material for you to tie them twice. So hopefully once with us, and if it didn't blow up, then you can do it one more time. And also we have a tied fly in that package already pre-tied for you to use in case neither of them turn out or you just end up with 3 flies.
Yeah, and then we've talked about it last week, is packaging these kits is a massive undertaking. We're human. Yeah. We're going to make mistakes in those kits. Just reach out to us and let us know what your thoughts are. If you're missing something, we're going to do our best to make it right. Mm-hmm. Having said that, we're going to start with the pill popper tonight. So if you want to tell people which thread they should throw in their bobbin, I'm going to introduce a pretty cool thing we got tonight.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what I'll tell you first off is that we're gonna start with the pill popper. It's a smaller nymph pattern. I'm gonna be using UTC 70, or you could use a 6/0, or even an 8/0, and I'm gonna do it in
20-pound floral.
Not 20-pound floral. Yeah.
If Cam's still around.
We'll do that with a tan or a white thread is gonna be just fine. And then our second fly, we're tying a simplified version of a Clouser minnow, and I'm gonna be using UTC 140. Or a 3/0 thread, and that's going to be in white as well.
Okay, so we have to introduce you to something pretty freaking cool here. And I know that he's getting itchy, scratchy. I see him in the green room waiting to get in. So we talked about music, and we talked about the fact that I'm probably on the awards list for the worst background music. And so to make up for that tonight, one of my favorite local country singers and a very good friend of mine, he's joining us tonight. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to patch him in. Obviously we can't have him over, but we're going to try to patch him in, and throughout the show we're going to pull him in and he's going to play some songs.
Sounds great.
And I believe we had him on season 1 episode 2 at the brewery. Mm-hmm. And he got to tie with us and play some music. So, bear with us. I can see him in the green room getting his fingers ready. And hold tight, folks, okay? We're going to do our best here. Cole, I think you can hear me. We're going to try to assign you to the guest 1. I'm going to pop into the interviews.
There we are.
There's Cole Martin, friends. One of the best country singers in southern Alberta, central Alberta, western Canada, northern Alberta, and Canada. He's yet to get down to the States, but soon that is going to be reality. Right?
We're going to check it out, man. You betcha.
All right, Cole, welcome to Thursday Night Live. And, you can introduce yourself a little bit, play a song, and we'll kind of go from there.
Thanks so much for having me tonight. I'm a big fan of fly fishing and a big fan of beer, actually, too. I think it's pretty cool you guys add that in there. Actually work for a craft brewery in Sylvan Lake called Snake Lake. So
nice.
I'm from Innisfail, Alberta. 21.
Represent.
Yeah, playing some music for a little while now. So I'm going to sing you guys an original tune. This one's called On the Wrong Side of the Covers.
Perfect.
I'm gonna see my baby tonight. You know I'm gonna hold her tight for sundown, sunlight. I'm gonna see my baby. Been a long time since I told you what's on my mind. It's about time. You and I walk that line. I'm gonna hold her up in my arms, gonna treat her like a man would be treating a woman. Yeah, I'm gonna get down on my knees, tell that woman what she means to me in the life we have above all others. Yeah, I'm gonna lay down and never make you wonder. Gonna spend a little time on the wrong side of the covers. Oh, Lord, I seen the light. When I looked in her eyes, just can't find that true feeling so right. She knows just where I stand. She can feel it when I hold her hand steady and true. I can hold my dream. I'm gonna hold her in my arms, gonna treat her like a man would be treating a woman. Yeah, I'm gonna get down on my knees. Yeah, I don't know what you mean to me. Like we have mother. Yeah, I'm gonna lay it down and never make you wonder. Gonna spend a little time on the wrong side of the covers. On the wrong side of the covers. Yeah.
Heck yeah, man. Oh, that's fantastic. That's awesome. So you do know, as soon as we can get this lockdown orders lifted, we're going to have you into the studio. And
yeah, man.
We're going to do it up right so that we got you mic'd up. We got cameras on you, just like we did at the brewery. But I think what we're working with, that was pretty awesome. You got a lot of new fans rolling in here in the comments. So where do we find you?
So my handle on Instagram is like Cole Martin Music. I'm on Facebook too, is Cole Martin Music, and my goal this year is I wanna actually put some videos on YouTube, and I want to release an EP this year. So you guys hold it to me, all right?
Yeah, we'll do.
We might be able to help you with the video part of things.
Wink,
oh, that'd be awesome. Like I said, I'm kind of an old man when it comes to technology.
Yes, you are. How old are you, Cole?
I'm 21. Yeah.
21.
Just a
yes,
wee
sir.
Yeah. Cool. Well, you hold tight in the green room, and we're going to crush out a fly here, and then we're going to come back and get some more live country music.
Can't wait, boys.
All right.
Let's do it.
Okay, hold tight, brother. Yeah. All right. That is fantastic. And
awesome.
Cole,
He
love
hasn't
his
got
music.
worse, that's for sure.
No, it's pretty awesome. I'm a huge fan of his, and I just love talent and people that are humble like himself. And we still owe him a day on the river.
We do.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
We're bad friends. We're bad friends, Cole.
And he is a humble dude. Like, he probably wouldn't tell you all of his accomplishments, but he's won some pretty big awards in our local area that
So I mean, just kind of fits into the theme of the show is we're not perfect. We're all striving to get better, and I guess humbleness and humility is the key. Mm-hmm. So before we jump into the pill popper, what we want to do is just say a little hey from the sponsors.
Rocky Mountain Fly Shop. Family owned and operated.
Need local flies? We're your guides.
There are a lot of great rotary vices on the market, but only the Norvice spins the hook. It's for this reason that it's been said the Norvice is the most innovative fly tying system on the market.
All right. Thanks, Shore Fishing. Shore.fishing. You can go check out their monthly fly tying boxes. I believe it's a subscription service. Mm-hmm. Rocky Mountain Fly Shop. We're going to have a little giveaway from them later on. Mm-hmm. And you know how we do giveaways. No, you don't. Because I don't even know. It's super random. And then, obviously, at the end there was Norvice, which you'll see Tim spinning. Are you going to crank that thing today? Because the pill popper is best tied.
I might have to do a second one that way for
on
sure.
On a Norvice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's jump into it. If you guys have questions, if you get behind on the flies, SOS in the comments. And you know what we forgot to say?
What?
A little hi to Roman Quintana.
Who is always from Montana.
Always from Montana.
Seriously, bro, you could not have picked a better name. Like, I know you don't pick it, but like.
So, everybody, we usually say hi to all the people in the comments, and we didn't, and I feel like we've neglected you, so let's get back to this. Bruce Cole, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Ben Armstrong, Michelle Reed, how's it going? Bags, what's up, brother?
Hey,
Quinn Sunias, Drift Out West, I believe is his company. He's a guide on the Bow River. Check him out on Instagram. One of the best out there. Mm-hmm. Friendly, professional. You know, as somebody we get to see on the river a lot, we appreciate other guides like that. Mm-hmm. They give the Bow River a fantastic name. Joel Sather, Barry from Sundry, Tom DeFrancisco. And if I butcher your last name, throw something at me, please. Mike Dumont, what's up? Jim James, William Crawford.
Hey, man.
And of course, Jennifer
Lau.
The real Jen Lau. Okay. Eric's in the house. SOS. Look at, I think it's the first time. We haven't
started yet.
Yeah, well, that's Eric. If you guys want to laugh, Eric in here just typed in SOS. Go back to season 1, episode 1 on YouTube. All of these videos are stored on YouTube. And if you go back to the YouTube on episode 1, you're going to see Eric threading his first bobbin. There was a lot of sucking going on.
He didn't have a bobbin threader. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, lips of an angel.
I will try to keep you updated on the Flames game. I see 1-0 for the Oilers. So there's that. Anyways, we have no structure here.
No.
So feel free to interrupt us at any time and we will stop. So without...
Cam is there. Look at him. I saw him comment somewhere.
He's trying. He said something about his computer was down and he was on his phone. Something. So, yeah.
Well, at least he won't be breaking thread on his phone.
That's a good point. Okay. Let's turn up some background music. Mm-hmm. It's no Cole Martin, but I mean, it's free and it's all we got. It's all we can play.
It's all we can work with.
All right, let's head over to Tim.
All right, let's do it. Let's tie a fly. Okay, so what you see there in the vise, this is the pill popper. So this is actually a scud type pattern. I think we were first introduced to it on the Missouri River, on fishing trip down there. This bug is, I mean, and definitely speak up if you use it in your local waters. I've only ever seen this bug fished there, and it does very well. So we're gonna take you through it. It is a very easy to tie fly. And if you were to just change the dubbing a bit and to change the bead color, you pretty much got your like a caddis nymph, like easily too. So it's the techniques we're gonna use today are very transferable, we'll say. So if you've got your kit, let me find what I did with mine now.
And tell the folks where we go when we go to Montana and who we stay with.
Well, of course that would be Wolf Creek Anglers.
100%.
That's the only place we go. Did you hide my package on me?
I did not touch your package.
I think you did.
Somebody
stole it.
We can't go to a commercial break.
No,
again.
Too soon. It's too soon. Well, you're gonna have to talk to them for a minute so I can find it.
Right, well, let's get the Dana cam going here. So, Tim doesn't prepare a lot for the show, and he makes fun of me because I spend a lot of time setting up everything, and he's over there trying to tie his pill popper, and then he loses his package.
I got my package. Don't worry.
If everybody could put a heart in the comments, and then that way we know that, or Tim at least knows that we don't hate him for delaying the show like he has. So if you throw in a heart, we can send enough love over to our friend Timothy Hepworth, who is, yeah. So Mike Dumont said, your kid probably had shipping issues. Oh, there you go. You got some love coming in, brother.
Oh, yes.
You can
I
know
appreciate it.
that the people do not hate you.
They don't hate me. That sounds good.
Yeah, we got love. So
okay,
I think with the help of no one, you have figured it out.
Yeah.
So let me go back to you if you're ready.
I think I'm ready.
All right.
I've only dropped one thing on the floor. So this is a great reminder. So in our packages, if you're tying out of our packages, we have said bag. Down in that bottom part of the bag, it is common that the beads or the hooks will get trapped in there. So be careful when you're opening it. And then I'll warn you also before you open the simple Clouser minnow that we do, those materials would fall apart on you. So just be careful when you open them up, okay? So
yeah,
anyways.
and just also be careful is in opening your bags. The beads, the hooks, they've bounced. We've had it happen here, and we find them in the carpet.
Yeah, we find them later. So let's just be careful when you're opening stuff up. So we're gonna start off by getting our hook in our vise. So we're tying on a size 14, and this is on a scud hook. Here, let me grab one. And we're gonna be putting a pink bead on it. This is what they call the pill popper. So this is basically, we're using the bead as a hot spot on this fly, obviously. So we're gonna get that fixed in our vise here. There we go, like so. So like I said earlier, I'm gonna be tying on a UTC. This is gonna be a 140. This looks white, but it's actually called tan. This is UTC 70, okay? So it's a little bit lighter. And then a lot of questions come around, what size of thread do I use on what flies? On this one specifically, we are putting dubbing on the thread. I don't have a wax thread today, which wouldn't be a bad idea either if you did. But normally the smaller the fly, the smaller the thread size. We're trying not to use up too much space in the fly, wasting it on the thread. But this one particularly isn't a big deal, as we're just gonna be putting dubbing on and wrapping it up the hook. Very, very simple, okay? So let's talk about some basics. So we've had some real new people join us over the last few weeks. So let's talk about putting thread on our hook. So it sounds really simple, but the kind of the process behind it and why or how we do it. So I like to, and a simple way to do it is to take your thread and your finger, wrap it around your finger once, okay? So you can see it's wrapped all the way around my finger. That means I'm not losing my tag anywhere. I know where it is. I'm gonna come against my hook, like so. So I'm on the near side of the hook. And now the theory is, as I start wrapping, I want to wrap back over top of that thread tag. Okay, so that's sinking that tag that I have here underneath all of those wraps. Okay, and that's how I know it's secure. So you always want to start your thread and work wraps back over top of it. And now with a smaller thread like this, once I got it good and buried, all I got to do instead of cutting it is I can just take it and break it. Okay, that doesn't always work with heavier thread, but with a little bit smaller thread, it works well. So let's lay a nice thread base down. We're gonna go nice and deep down into that curve. Okay. So there's a couple of ways of putting this dubbing on, and honestly, either one is just fine. I'm going to first off show you a dubbing loop way of doing it, and then I'll whip up another real quick one, and I'll kind of show you how I would dub on a Norvise specifically. Okay. This fly is super fast, so it doesn't take too much time. So we have this, normally you're gonna be using some type of rainbow dub. Okay, this stuff is just a rainbow, a little heavy in the red side of the rainbow, and that's totally fine. Most of the time you're using some type of wapsi or hairline, and it's normally a rainbow scud dubbing, okay? So all I'm gonna do is to start off, to show you this technique. We haven't done this on the show in quite a while, but we're gonna show you a dubbing loop, okay? So dubbing loops are very simple. You see people that will use a dubbing loop table, or they'll make these big dubbing loops out of wire. But when you're doing these smaller flies, it's really not a realistic way of going about it. So we just do a quick dubbing loop right on our hook. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull some thread up. I'm gonna take my finger and I'm gonna make a little bit of a loop, as we say, right? So I got this loop in my finger. Okay, I'll make sure that bead stays back out of the way. Now all I'm gonna do is, it doesn't matter where I come back on my hook because I'm gonna work that thread back down, but I'm gonna start making some thread wraps. So what I did is I made that loop with my finger, I come back to my hook, I start wrapping some thread wraps down, and I want that to go back and meet. So that loop is all the way back into that bend, okay? So by me taking those wraps back in there, that secures, almost like that thread tag, it puts it all the way down into that, deep into that bend, okay? So now, for right now, I just have my finger in there, okay? But what I'm gonna do shortly here, I'm gonna work my thread back forward, up behind the bead. Now I'm just gonna put a quick half hitch in there, half hitch being just one single overhand knot behind that bead. And I'm gonna get my thread out of the way. If you got a bob and cradle, it's a great way of doing it. You can just get out of your way as you're working here, okay? So what you're gonna need if you're gonna do a dubbing loop style, and if you're not gonna do a dubbing loop, just hang tight, because I'm gonna show you the second way here real quick. Doesn't take long to do. So I've got this this dubbing spinner. Okay, that's what we call it. Super simple, not a lot to it. But I'm gonna take that hook and I'm gonna hook it into that loop. So now you can see it's hooked in there, and I'm gonna kind of get it out of the way. But you notice I keep my finger in there because I want to spread that thread so that I can go ahead and put dubbing in there. You'll also hear techniques like I'm splitting the thread, which is also a viable way of doing something on these small flies. It's just not super viable on 70 denier. You can do it, but it's a little tougher than doing it, let's say, with 140, a little bit thicker thread. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is you have some dubbing in there like this. I'm gonna take about half of it. So you got enough for a second fly. I'm just gonna set that dubbing loop down for a second and just show you here. What I wanna do is I want to pull this and stack it. So by stacking dubbing, all that means is I'm gonna pull it apart, pull it, set it back on top of itself. Pull it apart, set it back on top of itself. Okay? I'm just gonna repeat this process a few times so I can get it all nice and stacked up. Okay? Now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start to spread it out a bit. So I'm gonna spread it out like so. Just kind of spread it out because I'm gonna spin it in my dubbing loop now. So this stuff doesn't really fall apart because all those fibers are intertwined. So they kind of want to stick together like that. So I'm just gonna leave it like so. I'm gonna get my finger back in my dubbing loop. I'll show you this here momentarily. Just gotta get my finger in there. So I've opened my dubbing loop back up. Okay, so you can see where the tool is hanging there, but I've got that dubbing loop open. Now all I'm gonna do is take a second finger, put it in there so I can spread it all the way open. And now from this angle, you can see I'm just gonna come in and I'm gonna lay that dubbing right up fairly close to that hook. I'm gonna get my fingers out of there, and now you're gonna see I have that dubbing in that thread. Now I wanna take a little bit of care here and just make sure that it's kind of spread out. This actually looks pretty good already, but if it wasn't, I would go in there and I'd kind of even it out. So it's not a whole bunch of dubbing in one part and not a lot somewhere else, okay? So as you can see like that, it looks pretty good. Now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my finger and put it behind the dubbing close to the tool. I'm gonna take that dubbing spinner and spin it, okay? I'm gonna spin it really good. You're gonna see that dubbing start to twirl. I'm gonna spin it one more time. And I'm gonna let my finger come off of that, and it's gonna start to spin it up. Now, don't overspin it, okay? So if you overspin it, what you're doing is creating so much tension on that thread that the thread will break eventually. So you kind of just gotta get used to knowing how much you can put into it, but I'm not putting a ton. Once the material stops spinning around a ton, I'm gonna just call it what it is, okay? So you can see it looks pretty good. I'm not going to brush this out currently. Now that is something that in other times you use a dubbing loop, you would just brush it out right away, grab a brush and do it. I'm gonna brush it out once I have it on the hook, and then that way at that point, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna shape it a bit, I'm gonna trim it a bit, okay? So don't worry too much about that right now. I'm gonna leave that on there. So now I wanna evenly wrap that amount of dubbing up behind the bead. So all that looks like for me on a rotary vise, I'm just gonna take the rotary function and I'm gonna start spinning it, okay? Let's just work it forward. And like for myself currently, I probably have too much dubbing on here, and that's okay. So once I get up behind the bead, I feel like I've got enough material there. I have a little bit of the loop I didn't use. I'm gonna now bring my thread back into play here, and I'm gonna do what I always do when I secure material. And as you've seen in the past, all that means is a wrap behind, a wrap in front, a wrap behind, a wrap in front, okay? Making sure that's good and secure. I know it's not going anywhere. I can go in and I can trim out my thread.
Do you always do a dubbing loop, or could a dubbing noodle work?
No, and that's exactly right. The dubbing noodle is the what I'm gonna show you the next time here when I redo it real quick, and I'm gonna show you how to do that with the dubbing noodle.
I appreciate it.
You appreciate it. Okay. So I've got that out of there. So now what that looks like, it looks quite bushy. And
bushy.
What am I looking for?
I'm not sure what you're looking for.
I'm not trying to imitate a scud here. What am I trying to imitate?
Yeah, salbug, scuds.
Salbug, that's what I'm trying to think of. So scud and salbug.
You tie flies, I teach you how to fish. you keep
and
going.
Salbugs aren't the exact same thing. Normally a salbug is a little bit flatter across the back than, let's say, a scud. A scud has a lot of legs that come out the bottom. Scud being, think of it like a freshwater shrimp, okay? This is meant to look more like a scud, or sorry, more like a salbug than a scud. So we're gonna trim it here momentarily, but I'm gonna pull that material back so it's out of the way of that eye, and I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna whip finish, take a couple wraps, make sure it's good. Now I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna whip finish, okay? Remembering on our whip finish that we taught the other day, we're gonna cross over. As soon as we see our number 4, we know we're in the right place, okay? Bring that thread to behind the bead. 1, 2, 3. Let's go back in for a 2 or 3 turn whip finish. A second time, and now I know that's not going anywhere. I'm not even gonna put resin on that because I know I don't need to, okay? It's not going anywhere. Take my scissors.
Do you have super thin resin?
I do.
Well, no, because I was thinking, like, in addition to this, you could give it like a scud back. Just resin the top, and then the legs are coming out the bottom.
And that's very, that would be the pattern that's called Ray Charles.
Oh!
That's exactly what you do with the Ray Charles, right?
Look at that.
So this is what we're left with. And it's like, yeah, that's pretty bushy. Got stuff going all over the place. Well, I'm gonna try to streamline that a bit. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my brush, any type of brush or a Velcro or whatever. I'm just gonna use this, I think this is made by Stonefo. This little brush here. All I'm gonna do is take this brush and brush the material
Comb the
back.
bush.
Comb the bush.
Sorry, what happened to your voice there?
Yeah, I don't know. I got nervous. Comb the bush.
Russell Sloan wants to know if it's cold in your studio.
Yeah, well.
Because on this view, we can definitely see.
I told you, my nipples
the
are
weather.
Permanently.
We can see the weather.
Permanently out there.
we should tape them up.
Yeah, we should.
Just because Russ cannot control himself.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yes, I understand. Okay, so I want to get rid of some of these errant fibers that are too far back, right? So you can see how that dubbing extends quite a ways. It's just the design of the dubbing. So I'm going to grab this, pull this all the way back, and now I'm going to come in here with my scissors and I'm going to trim it off just behind the hook bend. Okay? Pull it back. Now that's where I get that nice shape. I'm happy with that. It looks buggy. It's a little bit thicker.
The Weather
fly-
Network included. Oh, I couldn't imagine.
Thanks, Cody. If you see any errant fibers that are a little bit too long, I can go in there and trim those out. But for the most part,
Let it be buggy.
that is what it is. We want it to be buggy. All those fibers from that dubbing are just going to move under the water, imitating those legs, imitating the underside of that sow bug. Okay?
And coming in from the females, everyone likes a tidy bush.
Michelle.
It's
Nice.
not just the men that are a little on the perv side.
Nope. That's good
We
to
got
see.
'em all.
Where's Alana? She should be in here commenting by
Yeah,
now.
that's a good point.
That's a good point. Okay, so that is a dubbing loop version of the pill popper. I'm gonna whip up real quick for you and show you the other style. And the other style would just be a dubbing noodle. So in your kits, you got a second one if you want to do this along with me. And you've already done it.
If you were to trim that bushy fly,
Yeah.
would it be illegal? I mean, you'd be considered like a barbershop or
Well, that's true.
an esthetician or something.
So here in Alberta, you'd be doing it.
Yeah,
illegally.
you'd be illegal. So don't trim that bush
for
just-
money.
for free. You
For
can,
free.
yeah.
You can do it. Just don't.
We
do it
are
for
not a
free.
business.
No. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing. I've got my my bead there. I'm gonna go ahead. Remember how we talked about starting our thread?
Super easy to tie.
Super easy bug.
I remember in Montana with Garnet, and he
Yeah.
was sitting there. It's where the infatuation with the Norvise came into play
Yeah,
because he just dummied these. I think Hal was putting the beads on.
and as fast as the beads
know,
were going on,
two-
the flies were finishing.
Two pretty older folks.
pretty older folks. Nice.
And, teamwork made the dream work.
Yeah.
85x magnification glasses.
Yeah.
Crush a bunch of these out, guys. Try them.
Yeah.
It's not just. It is a Montana thing for us, but
We've also seen some fish eat some pretty stupid things.
yeah,
Yeah.
like Cam's hoppers, dragging like a
The
dragonfly.
skating hopper. It's a real thing.
They like that. Okay,
Okay,
so
so-
let's see if this angle works to see you.
So all I've done here is I've come in and I've put a half hitch or a whip finish back in that bend. So for me, that's where I want this to be held because that's where I'm going to start my thread after I've made my dubbing noodle. So dubbing noodle, we know we would normally just be here putting the dubbing on. Well, on the Norvise, we have the advantage of being able to spin it. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. I'm still going to go in. I'm going to kind of pull apart that dubbing, just making it a little bit looser, getting out any little clumps that might be kind of errant on their own. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little bit of a rotary function. So I'm going to spin it. I'm going to grip it onto the thread a little bit, and I'm going to run my fingers are the tension that allows me to bind those fibers. And once they start to grab, I just let them go.
Would you look at that?
Just like so. I grab tension here, bring my
Wow.
thread back.
Do that again. Because, well, hold tight. Wherever you are, it's probably the single most frustrating thing about dubbing is that you have to wind your...
Dubbing noodles
Yeah.
can be difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, but
and I'm
that
not
was
gonna
quick.
lie, doing
It's
them on the
slick.
Norvise is super easy, but getting consistent good dubbing noodles isn't super easy. But
That's
the
true.
practice is what makes it happen. Okay. So now I'm gonna take up all the slack thread. I'm gonna work it back down into that bend, and then I'm gonna start. Once that dubbing kind of hits the mark, right there is where I'm happy with it. It's gonna start wrapping. Now I'm gonna take that dubbing noodle and start wrapping it forward.
Yeah, so Bilo said he's hooked. And he needs a Norvise now.
That's a very real problem.
Just like your dubbing noodle.
Just like my dubbing noodle is a real problem. There we go.
Sometimes you can use wax on those.
Yeah, wax
Especially when
holds
you're
it in,
when you're spinning a bit.
and it looks kind of ugly, guys. But that's how this works, right? Like it's
And that's
you'll
all
see
the
here
fly needs to be.
momentarily. A lot of it has to do with the
Just
type
say
of
the
dubbing.
word, I'll go to commercial break.
No, I'm not. You'll see this. It'll work
And then
out.
put the other fly in the vise when we come back.
You'll see this work out. So I just stuck that whole chunk of dubbing in there. I didn't try to do anything special with it. So I'm gonna comb this out a bit. It's really
all
not
you
a
need.
rocket science
That's all you
fly.
need. And Chaz's wife is listening to all the Bush comments, and she is crying, laughing. Okay, good.
So like I said, no problem. Yeah, but when on the Norvise function, depending on the type of dubbing you use, you'll see a difference. But yes, like Dana said, wax would have made that probably easier. But as you can see, the outcome is identical to the last one. There's no rocket science this fly. But this is a great pattern to get to working on those dubbing noodles, guys, because let's be honest, we don't just use it on nymphs. We use it on dry flies. We use it, actually dry flies are where they're imperative to be a lot better tapered and all these things. But you're using easier dubbing normally to work with. So, that's the pill popper.
Yeah, so that's the jokes, but that's a great tie. And it's a simple tie, but sometimes simple ties are awesome to learn because when you see how simple they are, then you can just crush out 10 dozen of them.
Yep.
And I do highly recommend, if you find a pattern that you love, go down to your local fly shop and say, I need a bag of dubbing and I need 20 hooks and 20 beads, and tie 20 of them, yep. 24, 34, whatever. So
something we've talked about a lot, and even in every night's preparation for doing this, it's like, it might be a pattern I haven't revisited in a year, and it doesn't happen well on the first fly. But you tie 10 of these things, let me tell you,
they get better.
You'll realize how good you can get in 10 flies. And then the next 10 are gold. And they all look, I mean, they probably all fish the same, but at least you feel a lot better about the next 10.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where you decide how picky you want to get. A lot of time it's for the photo that it really matters, because for the fish, doesn't really need to be that perfect.
No. It does not.
We were talking about the other day. I remember the first couple Jimmy legs that I tied. Yeah. I tied a dozen because somebody told me when you tie a fly, tie a dozen. And the 10th, 11th, and 12th are fishable. And I remember coming home with 12 hooks with lead wrap on them because
and that's it.
My whip finish wasn't a finish. It was a whip start. I didn't quite get the finish.
No.
But I just waiting for Cole Martin to be back in the green room, and then we're gonna pump him back in. So as long as there's nothing behind Cole Martin, we will patch him back in. And let's see what this does. I think he's already as guest one.
He's there.
Okay, folks. So let's do this. What's the next fly? What's the thread you need for them?
UTC 140 or a 6/0, 3/0 white. You're fine.
Okay. And then you guys can get your Clouser, your simple Clouser hook in your vise. And then we'll jump over to Cole. And
yeah.
All right, Cole.
Oh, look at that putty tag.
Oh, there's something behind me.
Wow, there's a cougar. How did you do that? What's her name?
That girl up. You know, I just went out and I seen her and I said hello, and she just followed me here. So.
And she's not even wearing a mask.
Isn't that wild? Like, don't you know the rules?
It is wild. It's a cougar. Okay, so let's try that this time. When you start to play, just turn your speakers all the way down on your computer.
Okay.
And then I think it won't try to cancel the echo. Okay, so you got the show. And he froze. Is this a joke?
Choice.
You weren't supposed to turn it off. You were just supposed to turn it down. Okay, so what we're gonna do? We're going to come back to us because we're not froze. And we're going to let Cole call back in. This is technology,
call
folks.
Back.
So, Elaine Lee, are you in the house?
Oh, yes.
Because it is time for a Doug's joke. Joke from Doug. Doug, putting you on the spot.
I thought we were going to call it terrible jokes with
Doug's. Well, we'll just 1 sec, Cole. He did not have stage fright. We said turn. Okay, let's head back to
Quinn Sunias.
Okay.
Sorry,
Cougars rock.
I lost you guys there.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Okay, so when you're ready to play, just turn down your speakers and
Okay.
rock and roll.
Sounds good.
Cole Martin, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry about that.
That's
This song
okay.
is called Years to Take. I'm gonna walk this lonely road. Wear out the souls on these books. Gonna put all these miles on my truck. Chasing you, baby. Chasing this love. I'm a rambling man. See the truth. Baby, loving you is all that I want to do. No matter how many years I'll wait. 'Cause this heart is yours to take. On my long ago, before I heard the sound of your name, it stops me in my tracks, it takes my breath away. Now the sunshine in my soul shines every day. I'm a rambling man, but see the truth. Love is all that I want to do. No matter how many years I'll wait. 'Cause this heart is yours to take. It's yours to take. It's yours to take.
Yeah, buddy, that's awesome.
Thank you.
We got to. I can't wait to get you in the studio.
Yeah, man, I'm
so
looking forward
people
to
can
it.
hear the epicness. You post a lot of IGTV videos of you just sitting there. I think your roommate
Yeah.
plays the fiddle or the banjo or something.
Yeah, I actually my roommate prior to now he plays the fiddle. Actually, we played a lot of shows together, and I just got a new place actually, and I live kind of in between Sylvan Lake and my hometown, so it's perfect. And my roommate actually beatboxes, so we put a pretty
really?
funny video on the Instagram. Yeah, we did a Chris Stapleton tune. So.
Nice.
Nice. Well,
Yeah,
that's
check it out.
fantastic. So,
Yeah,
are you willing to stick around for one more song at the end?
you betcha, man. I'll
I
be
think
kicking around.
Bigfoot's behind you.
Yeah, that's Bigfoot, the banjo player. He's the opposite of camera shy tonight. So he's yeah.
Well, maybe you got to get the band back together. Bring some banjos in for the finale.
Look
You
at
betcha, man. That'd be pretty cool. Actually, we'll do it. We'll play
Yeah,
a little
okay.
banjo.
Okay, buddy. We'll tie this last fly, and then we'll come back to you guys here.
Sounds good, man.
Okay,
Cheers,
buddy.
everybody.
Appreciate it.
Cheers.
You betcha.
All right.
I wish I sounded that good when I sang.
I do not. I don't.
If you've never watched Beers
yeah.
and Cheers.
Yes, if you've ever watched Cheers and Beers,
Cheers and Beers, yes.
I will sing for you and play some guitar, but not like that. That is quality, and I am not, and that's okay. So anyways, that's Cole Martin. If you check out Cole Martin Music on Instagram, you'll find him. I just think he's fantastic. Like,
yeah. And honestly, being someone who's actually got to hear him live is like, gives you the old chills.
Yeah, we shot a wedding 3 years ago, I think, in Didsbury, and he was playing at the reception. Reception. I always get those mixed up. And, and we got to sit with him, and I was just like, man, like, where'd you come from? Like, and I think his story's even cooler, how I don't think he's been playing for super long, and I think it was Cole, nod if I'm right, but I think it was your grandma or your mom that was trying to tell you to grab the guitar and play more. Am I correct? Yeah, he nodded. So it's super awesome. When you have a talent, run with it, folks, because I say often I wish I was able to stand on a stage and entertain people with my clothes on and a guitar, but we know that's not the case.
Well,
and
when
so
one fails, try the other.
So yeah, everyone has a talent unique to themselves, and run with it. And Cole's pretty talented there. So did somebody say?
I think Elaine Lee came in there for you.
Oh, we had the joke. Beatboxing, country fiddling. Yeah, no, Quinn, you can't get better than that. Okay, so folks, and now we're on to Doug's Bad Jokes. DBJ. It's time for a little DBJ. Colby Dewar, we appreciate you tuning in. We're here every Thursday for the next, I don't know, if a long time. We're on episode 4, and we got 16 left. So if you're tuning in from YouTube, we can see your comments, and the Facebook people can't, but we'll share them. So feel free. Okay. All right. I found the joke here. What swims in the sea, carries a machine gun, and makes you an offer you can't refuse?
Well, I have no idea.
What swims in the sea, carries a shotgun, a machine gun, and makes you an offer you can't refuse? Well, Doug, you've kept us in suspense for way too long, so give up your answer.
We must have an answer.
Okay. It's fly time, Brent. Of course. Oh, the Codfather. I do have sound effects, but I don't know where they are.
Oh, it's too bad. Thank you for not disappointing, my friend.
I don't know where. Are these sound effects? These are sound effects. And hey for Doug. For Doug's bad jokes. Where would we be without a bad joke from Doug? Oh, look at man. Steve. Steve actually got it. That's fantastic.
That's great.
Okay.
The Godfather.
All right, folks. So let's do this. Let's check out a little jingle from the sponsors tonight, and then we'll get back to tying the simple Clouser. And why is it simple, and why is it not the regular Clouser? Tim will explain all that when we come back in 1 minute.
Rocky Mountain Fly Shop. Family owned and operated.
Need local flies? We're your guides.
There are a lot of great rotary vices on the market, but only the Norvice spins the hook. It's for this reason that it's been said the Norvice is the most innovative fly tying system on the market.
All right, so just as we're back, the real Jen Lyle is also back. She had a phone call. I can't say those words on the SH. Okay, so Jen did get her fly tied and she's ready to go.
Good.
So, Timothy, you, and just so you know, Shore Fishing, Rocky Mountain Fly Shop, and Norvice are the sponsors for the show tonight. So we thank them, and I'm going to put over to Tim, and I'm going to go dip into the Rocky Mountain Fly Shop gift basket and find something to give away to you guys, because that's pretty awesome. So Tim, let's get us tied.
Yeah, let's do this, guys. So, I guess I'll show you first the fly that we're tying. So tonight, we're tying what's called we're calling it the simple Clouser. So varying from what a normal Clouser is tied as, this is actually just going to have material on one side of the hook, and that's why we're calling it simple. So it's just kind of a broke down version of it. Very, very similar, using the same materials. We're using a bucktail, two different colors of bucktail. We're gonna go chartreuse over white. So what this is though, this pattern, like super versatile, whether it's, you know, for saltwater purposes or for freshwater, never overlook the Clouser. We use it constantly, even on the Bow River. It's a great fly because it's weighted, it'll get down quickly. It's just super simple, but super effective. And there's a lot of patterns that really, maybe blow this out of the water when it comes to how they look and how they appear. But this is something that consistently catches fish and is just a really good tie. And you can never have enough of these in your box. Have a few in different colors, different sizes, and go from there. So we're gonna tie this on a saltwater hook tonight. So I'll go ahead and get this out of the vise. And I'll get this hook in. This is about a size, probably a 4 or 2. I'm not totally certain off the top of my head. But this is a saltwater hook, so this is not going to corrode in saltwater. And I like to tie most of my Clousers, honestly, on saltwater hooks, even if I'm fishing them in freshwater, simply because I will use them for both. So if I'm headed out to do a saltwater trip, I will throw all my Clousers in a box and go. So it's a great thing to do, is just to keep them on saltwater hooks for that purpose alone. Okay. I'm gonna go over and grab I'm using a UTC 140 in white for this fly. So we're not putting a ton of tension on this hair. We're not flaring it. We're not trying to do anything like that. But it is good to have a little bit thicker thread to build up the head, and simply just to hold down and bind those bigger materials. Okay. So I'm gonna start off by putting a good thread base down on this fly. Okay. So get my
Oh, you want to get that vise tightened up?
Tighten that up a little bit. It's falling apart on me here. There we go. So I'm gonna trim out my tag.
Do you need another beer?
Always need another beer.
Okay, that's a good answer.
Okay, I'm gonna run that thread wrap all the way back down into the bend. And I'm gonna work it back forward again as well. So when I'm thinking about where I'm gonna put in my dumbbell eyes, so you've got some dumbbell eyes in your packages if you're tying from our kits. If not, go just grab a dumbbell eyes. They might be painted or not, or have eyes on them or not. Not super crucial. You know, I like tying them with eyes just because I think aesthetically for myself it looks nicer. So that's what I'm gonna use tonight. But what I wanna do is, if I take my eyes and I set them there, I'm gonna measure off of my eye. Okay, so if I was to sit that right behind the eye, I'm gonna then move that one full eye length, meaning the dumbbell eyes, back. Okay, and that's where I want to put it. So I don't have to have a ton of. I would err on the side of being away from the eye farther than being too close to it, because we do need to tie in some materials up there that are gonna take up some space. Okay, so I'm gonna take this. I've measured. That's about an eye behind. I'm gonna set it down. Now, I'm gonna do some cross wraps, so I'm gonna do one just first to hold it so you can see. Like so, okay? So you can see how, ooh, that spun on me. You can see how you're gonna do wraps back and forth on these dumbbell eyes, and that's what's gonna, no, I don't need water. What we want to do, guys, is secure this down, and however you do it, everybody has their own, and I've said this multiple times, sequence of events when it comes to dumbbell eyes, how you want to run your thread around. But what is important is that you do thread wraps both on one angle, so like so, and on the other, okay? Because that's what's gonna even them out. You want those eyes to sit even. You don't want your eyes to be all crooked like so. You want them to sit even. So however you gotta maneuver them to make them sit even is how you wanna do it. And you wanna take some wraps where it's simply, so I'll show you from this angle, where it's only around the eyes itself. So that's not even around the hook, that's just around the eyes. That's gonna lock in all those fibers right together, okay? So take a good amount of thread wraps, do some figure eight, so figure eight being like so. Make sure you get those nice and locked down, some cross wraps, and then do some wraps just around the eyes, and that's gonna really suck those thread wraps in. And then I just double check it. Does it look like it's in there? Good. You can take, I like to take just a little bit of some type of resin. This is simply some Sally Hansen. Honestly, you can't go wrong with Sally Hansen's, guys. Use it a lot. Super cheap, good head, or good resin. Good resin. Maybe I do need some water.
Oh gosh.
I can't talk.
I wish we had the
Yes?
well,
do you need some water too, sir?
I don't need some water.
I'm gonna go sleep on the curb
I'm
today.
super sad. I'm gonna try something here because I forgot.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I know, but just
be patient here.
It's not resin, folks. But I dug deep into the archives. I talked to the union, and well,
union. So I've just put a little bit of this resin here, guys, just to make sure that those thread wraps lock in. Those eyes aren't going to move on me. It's just good for the overall security of the fly, because you want this fly to be able to catch 100 fish, and this is a very viable pattern to do that. Just because
100
really
fish.
100 fish, yeah.
That's.
If you could catch 100 fish and not lose the fly, that's the real goal.
This thing would last me about 10 years.
For you to catch 200 fish?
100.
Okay, so I've got that like so. Now I'm gonna flip it back right side up. And if you guys don't have a rotary vise of some sort, doesn't need nor vise, it just means that you can turn it over or up. I want you to, simple way to fix that is you can take the fly out of the vise and just flip it upside down. Put it back in, okay? So if you need to do that, go ahead and do that.
Ben put his eyes on upside down. I don't know if you covered this, but the reason we put the eyes there is because the weight will turn the hook.
Yeah, that's correct. So however the eyes are placed on the hook shank is the way that it'll ride. So if you look at this fly like so, that fly is gonna ride looking just like that because those eyes are the heaviest thing on the hook shank and are gonna sit on the bottom. So it'll never ride like this because the heaviest part of the fly is always gonna flip it over and it's gonna ride like that. And that's what we're counting on here. Okay?
So for bonus points, if anybody can tell me what the simple Clouser, which saltwater pattern, we're done.
Shut it down.
Okay. What pattern? I feel weird if I don't see myself here. So.
Oh yes. Back out that camera.
Bring me in. Which pattern, a saltwater pattern, that this pattern very closely resembles? Then you'll get bonus points.
Towards what?
We don't know. Towards a giveaway that I believe looks something like that.
What is that?
Well, Tim, that is part of the giveaway.
All right.
But what's even better than that? Oh, I don't even have it. I completely screwed up. So we're going to go back to you and your tying combo. And if anybody can tell me which saltwater pattern this sort of resembles, John's close. John, did you get your kit, by the way?
Yeah, it'd be good to know if you got it or not.
Because your other one's on the way.
Perfect. Okay, guys. So let's move on with this pattern. We've got a good thread base down. We've got our eyes on now. Now, you have a few materials in your package. So if you opened up your package, you're going to have, sorry, where is it here? This one, this guy here. So in your package, you had your two separate fly packages. If you go ahead and open that up, you're gonna have some bucktail, both in chartreuse and in white. You're going to have some crystal flash, and you're gonna have some mylar flash. So a crystal flash is gonna look like this. Okay, so we know it crystal because it looks crystally. Set that aside. We're actually looking for the mylar flash, which I'll show you here shortly. Once I get it out of the bag. So mylar flash has a lot. It's not crystal in appearance. It's just flashy.
It's mylar.
So, it's mylar. Yeah, I don't know how better to describe that. So I want you to go ahead and take about half of that mylar, and we're gonna leave it in that long strands that it's in. So you have enough to tie 2 flies in there. So go take. It's gonna be roughly 3 or 4 fibers that you're gonna take and grab a hold of. Let's grab a hold of them. So you got them like so. And now all we're gonna do is I'm gonna wrap those around my thread, and I'm gonna even it up so that my ends are at the same point. So basically I've split them in half. My ends are gonna match up. I got it like so, okay? This is the first material we're gonna tie in on this fly. But before I do that, I gotta turn and flip this upside down because we're gonna tie everything away from the weight of the fly's eyes, okay? So we're actually gonna be up by the hook. And now some of the reason we're doing this is also, this gives you a certain amount of protection from the weeds. I'm not gonna say it's weedless, but in the way that the fibers stay up, like you can see here, the fibers stay up, kind of blocking that hook. You might keep away some weeds or things like that, okay? So they keep it out of the hook eye, or sorry, out of the hook bend. And that's kind of the purpose of why we tie it on this side of the hook, okay? So I'm gonna take those fibers, like I've showed you this technique in the past. I've wrapped them around my thread, I pull down on my thread, and I can choose exactly where they go down. I'm gonna choose that they go down just up kind of halfway between the eyes, the hook and the eyes. I'm gonna take a couple thread wraps so I lock them in. Now I'm gonna take half of them. So we're gonna try to split those fibers in half, so like so. Make sure they're not tangled in themselves. And now I can see, oop, that couple fell there. All I'm gonna do is start taking thread wraps back now. I just wanted to kind of flatten them out. So I didn't want them to be twisted. I want them to be pretty flat and together. Now these guys I'm gonna take some cross wraps. This is the only material we're gonna actually take behind the eyes. Okay, so once I've locked them down behind the eyes, I'm gonna bring my thread back up to the front. Now I'm gonna take this and start wrapping it rearward, okay? So it's okay if they don't all stay together, because what we're laying here is just, on the hook shank, we're gonna put a really nice shiny base down, okay? And I'm gonna go till about the hook point. Right about there. And then I'm gonna work that all the way back up. Just kind of open spiraling it, working it back up to the eyes. Now when I get to the eyes, what I wanna be able to do is I wanna be able to kind of do one little cross wrap over the eyes themselves. Okay, so if I were to show you that underside there, it's got that flash right between the eyes, okay? And that's where I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna take my thread and I'm gonna lock it down, okay? Lock down just ahead of the eyes.
Is there any chance you did your nails before the show?
There is zero chance these
Did you crawl out of a coffin last night? Like a lot of digging.
I told you, until we get a manicure sponsor, I will not fix these nails.
So please send this to your favorite esthetician, nail lady, guy, whatever. We need Tim's nails to look a little better. I hope that's water.
Yeah. It's not.
It's not.
Okay. So that's our first material down. Now, like
look
I
at
said,
that. Wait, that black shirt. Like, look at that.
Did you like it? I wore it just for the show.
I know. And Cody Frankie was admiring it earlier, saying, "Good job, Tim."
You're welcome, Cody. I have learned the hard way that any pattern on the shirt does not do well for the show.
Yep.
So I will dress in bland colors for your guys' sake.
So I kind of told everybody it's the gotcha fly.
Gotcha, yeah.
And very similar.
Yeah,
very similar. I will.
Like this almost ventures into that shrimp. Like very few modifications and this becomes a shrimp pattern in a saltwater sense. Okay, so it's super versatile, but super simple. Okay. Now in your package you have 2 different colors of bucktail.
Tim, who is driving you home tonight? It is a good thing that you have a DD coming to get you.
Yes. One of the beautiful things of the occasional time when I get a DD, I can have a couple beers.
So folks, if you want to see Tim slam a beer, tonight he has a DD. Okay, usually it's just me by myself having a couple beers.
Yeah.
But tonight, Tim has a ride, and it is not him.
Yes, which is nice. Okay.
And
So,
Mark said you're sleeping in the studio.
maybe I am.
Maybe you will.
So we have both the white and the chartreuse bucktail. So we're going to take about half of that white bucktail that we have there for you because obviously...
Okay. We have a request for a shotgun of the beer. So...
You don't need to do that.
I can't. I said I...
Why are you doing these things to me?
I am not inciting violence. I am inciting encouragement. Okay, wait. We're only at about 70 shares.
Yeah,
if we get to 130 shares, so share this to your Facebook page, your girlfriend's Facebook page, your favorite fly tying group page, and when we hit 130, we'll get Tim to drop it like it's hot.
I'll shotgun one for you.
And hopefully you guys get her done sooner than later so that he has to finish this fly after he shotgunned a beer.
I'm going to hurry and get this thing done then. Okay, guys, so we have that white bucktail. Let's go in and we're going to grab about half of it. Okay, so that's one of the common mistakes I find with either a Clouser or the simple Clouser is people overdo it with material. Okay, we don't need a ton. A little bit, you want the color to show, but you don't need to have this huge profile on this because it's bucktail.
And it's just like that, we hit 88. It's happening, folks.
No, slow it down, people.
Don't
slow it down.
Stop. 93. Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. What are you, a Care Bear?
99. We need 31 more, and this beer is done. It is going down the hatch.
I don't like this at all. You guys are terrible. You're all bad influences on me. All bad influences. Okay. So I've got my bucket.
Don't forget us boys using their wife's account. That never gets old.
No, it never does. I can't believe you guys are going to make me do this. I don't really want to.
125, Tim. It's happening.
Why don't you guys share this fast for any other cause? Come on.
It is happening.
I don't even know how to share it.
And 136, Tim.
On.
Okay, folks.
Come on. Come on. You guys all suck a lot.
I want to be in this angle too.
Oh, man.
Oh, we hit 130.
That was really fast.
Yeah, well, people want to see it, and we got to give them what they want.
Man, I don't know. Do I have to do it with a fresh one, or can I just do it with this one?
Well, how much is in there?
It's full. You can test it.
I can't reach that far.
Well,
You are too far away.
It feels full to me. I think you should have to do this with me.
I don't know, folks.
You definitely
The folks are not asking for it. They know that we need somewhat of a sober operator to keep the show going.
Well, I'm operating. It's like surgery over here. Okay, you guys ready?
Just
Bottoms
wait.
up.
We're going to crank the music. You hang tight, folks. All right, Tim.
I wish I could give you the middle finger on the show, so I'll just give you
I'm
this
going to turn
one,
your
okay?
microphone off.
All right, here we go. It's gone.
Keep going. Keep going. Oh, keep going. All right, Tim, I'm coming with you.
Ah, it's so cold. I got a brain freeze.
All right, folks, I beat him.
Yours wasn't full.
That was full, and it was tall. All right. Okay. Sharon is caring. And, okay.
That is so cold. I got such a brain freeze.
All right. I look at the green room.
The green room is full.
I cannot wait to hear this banjos.
There's a lot of banjos in there right now.
Because if I hear banjos, squeal like a pig.
Squeal like a pig.
Oh man.
You guys all suck a lot.
Okay.
We love you, but
appreciate it, Tim. And are those beer tears? Yes.
Oh,
they are.
They are.
Carl Wong, countdown until this broadcast goes to hell. Yeah, well, that was...
It's already there, brother.
About an hour and 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so back to reality and the show. And you and your fly. Get her done.
Oh, man. Okay. So, like I was trying to say when you guys very rudely interrupted my fly tying, we want to take half of that white bucktail, okay? Roughly half of it. We want those tips to be fairly close to a line, but we're not super worried about that, okay? It's okay that there's a bit of a taper in those fibers.
If you were sober, would you worry about it?
Just lucky I can see the fibers. So, I can't stop burping either, you guys. So what I'm gonna do is I want the end of those fibers to be roughly a full hook shank in length behind the fly. So I'm gonna adjust my fingers, and that's about right. I got about a hook shank where the fibers, and that's what I'm gonna take and translate, but that's what I want behind the fly, right? So I need to double what I have there. So that's sitting about a full hook shank behind the fly. I'm happy with that. That looks good there. Remembering I gotta tie this on the underside. And now when I come in like this to the hook, I want half of those fibers to go on one side of the hook and half on the other. So I'm gonna pull those down, kind of pull them through the hook. Watch your finger. Don't get them too tangled up in there. And I like that. That's about halfway through. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come over top and try not to hide this too much on you, but I'm gonna pinch right behind the eyes. So that's what I'm left with. Now I'm gonna come in here with my scissors and I'm gonna trim these fibers right in front of the eye. Like so, okay? Now that trick I taught you last week where for me it's a clockwise spin, for you it's gonna be a counterclockwise spin if you're right-handed. For a left-handed person, clockwise spin is gonna cause that to jump rearward, my thread, and to grab onto those fibers. And I'm gonna tie them down, okay? Put a good amount of thread down. Thread base is important here.
The folks really want to see us drunk.
Oh, it's happening.
Drinking game. Tequila shot every time Tim says thread.
No way, that's a heavy one.
Quinn, I don't know about that.
I would, Quinn, come on, buddy.
Yeah.
Just help us out here, man.
That is anarchy.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the white bucktail. Now what we're gonna do in between is now we're gonna go grab our crystal flash, okay? Now we gave you lots and lots of crystal flash. What I want you to do is to just grab 2 fibers, okay? 2 crystal flash fibers out of the mess. So just 2 of them. Now we're gonna fold those in half around our thread as well. What?
Ryan.
What did he have to say?
He told Colin he better call the hospital ahead of time. 100 cases of alcohol poisoning should be arriving between 8 and 9.
Nice. Very nice. Okay, so I just doubled that over my thread. Now I'm going to bring this up, pull my thread down, start taking some thread wraps rearward. When I get to just about halfway between the eye of the hook and the eyes, I'm going to take those fibers and split them. Okay, so I want 2. Like you can see here, 2 on one side of the hook and 2 on the other. I'm gonna hold them separate and I'm gonna tie them down. Okay? Now I know that those fibers look way too long, but I'm gonna pull them behind the hook and I'm gonna pull them just beyond where the white fibers end and I'm gonna trim them there. Okay, so where my last bucktail fiber is, trim them just behind that, okay? That's just 4 strands of crystal flash, but it adds a lot to the pattern, okay? It really shows up. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna take half of that chartreuse color. Okay, so the half of the chartreuse bucktail that you have in there. And I'm going to do the same thing I did with the white stuff. I'm going to pull out half of it.
To the boys in the green room, we are coming for you shortly.
Very soon. Okay. So now all I want to do with this green fibers is I want to match the length of the white. Okay, so I can flip it up, flip my fly around, get roughly the same length, which I'm happy with there. Readjust my fingers. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing I did last time. I'm going to come in with my other hand, behind the eyes. I'm going to hold it down, reach in with my scissors, trim it, get it out of the way. Spin it for you clockwise if you're right-handed, counterclockwise if you're right-handed, clockwise if you're left-handed. That'll cause my thread to jump rearward and grab those fibers. Lay the thread wraps down.
Did you just open another beer? Do you got one there?
Yes, I do.
All right. Well, if
Full
you need,
beer right there.
if the folks need a break, you just let me know.
Yes. Okay. Oh, look at that. Right like that.
What happened? What happened?
A shotgunned beer happened.
All right, folks. Well, you see what happens is this is reality.
Oh,
and
man. This is reality.
That's why
you all did this to me.
Hey, just put some resin on it, and it's good.
What we're going to do real quick is I'm going to grab my other thread here. So this is where I get to see how you make your mess clean. I'm going to come in with with my other thread.
Chaz, Tim needs a pee break, or does he have a 2-liter Pepsi bottle handy?
How did you know? Okay, well, now I'm going to clean up my mess. So I've got those fibers tied in really good. Now, want to make sure that the green fibers, half and half of the bucktail goes in either end of the fly, of the hook shank.
SOS, hold tight. Tim needs the SOS.
Yeah, I need the SOS. There we go. I'm holding it together, guys. We're almost there.
We're almost ready to get into the banjo, boys.
Yes, we are. So now I want to go back and just make sure I got a good thread base down. I want to cover up all my work. Once I'm happy with it, I'm going to go in with my whip finish tool. I'm going to do a good whip finish up the fly. Make sure that's good and tight. If I've got any fibers that are out where they shouldn't be, go in there and trim them out or burn them out or whatever you're going to do. I'll take my cauterize tool here real quick, clean up any of those fibers that I have up near the eye. Good. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one little thing you can do here. I'm going to take just a red Sharpie. This is a fine point.
Oh, like get that nose red.
I'm going to flip this upside down, and I'm just going to do just the underside red. And now that ink is going to come out of there and really kind of spread, so don't get too crazy with it.
Spread the ink.
Spread the ink. So all this is going to kind of represent here, guys, is just that you've got a gill plate or something. It's, even just a hot spot on this fly. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Solarez. This is just some bone dry, which is just the really thin stuff. And I'm just going to do a quick coat on those threads. If you don't use that, you just use something else like Sally Hansen's or any type of head cement. I just like this because I know that it's going to really be secure.
What is that?
This is bone dry.
Well,
Solarez. This is resin.
I'm going to see if I don't crash the show.
I'll go in there and cure
Hold
it.
tight. Folks, I dipped into the Union, and I think I found something that everyone's going to love.
All right, let's see it.
There was. I brought back Resina.
And it didn't crash the show.
And it didn't crash the show. Might be a full-time thing.
Maybe.
So, folks, that's Resina.
That is
new
Resina.
and improved.
New and improved. If she doesn't keep crashing the show, we might keep using her.
Eric said, just look in the trees along the Bow River if you want to see his prior work.
Nice. Oh, Eric, we've missed you, buddy.
Oh, Eric.
And there you go, guys. That is the simple Clouser. There it
So,
is. Thing of beauty.
if you were to tie the real Clouser, Bob Clouser's Clouser minnow,
Yes.
what would you add?
Actually, I'm using the identical materials that I've used today, minus the mylar I wouldn't use. And I would tie half of the material to actually be tied on the top end of the fly. It gives it a little bit of different appearance, but honestly, they're very, very similar. I'm not sure if we get to the Clouser later this year, but if not, we'll show it in. I know
Which
we did
one?
it last season, an actual Clouser.
No, I
We
think
did it last season. I'm sure it'll come up again. But yeah, it's super simple fly, guys. Great streamer pattern. Can be tied really in a range of sizes from like 2/0 down to probably a 6. So
Yeah.
huge range of size you can tie on it. Yeah.
And a big thing about this fly, I personally think it is so underused because it's not articulated. It's not this big deer head hair. Doesn't have a name like Sex Dungeon or Barely Legal. But the Clouser is absolutely fantastic.
It's a great bait fish pattern, and it takes, all you do is switch out the bucktail colors to whatever your water where you are at matches, whether it's brown and white, whether it's gray and white. Like you can make it look like a shad or a chub or a whatever you want. Great pattern.
Yeah. And if you have a chub, fish it.
Okay.
Okay, well, looks like the green room is... Oh, wait. Let's do this before we hit into the green room. Okay, so Cole Martin music to win.
Okay, you better take over this. Tim needs a pee break.
Just hold on,
Like, you
Tim.
have no idea.
Tim, you go for the pee break.
This is all you guys' fault.
And I'll do what I do best. Okay. You see that, folks? It is a double-sided fly box. Okay. From our friends at Rocky Mountain Fly Shop. It's a giveaway. It's a giveaway for you guys. So you can win this. But to win it, you've got to go onto Instagram, follow at Cole Martin Music. Cole Martin Music. Okay? So go over there, follow Cole Martin Music, and then we have a part 2 to that. So if you win part 2, I will double check part 1 that you have followed Cole Martin Music. And let's call this, let's get Cole to Nashville, right? So let's get him some more followers. Go on there, find his, your favorite song on his IGTV. Share it to your Instagram. Okay, we're going to make you work for this giveaway this time. Share Cole's your favorite song of Cole's from his Instagram onto yours or Facebook. And then just tag us at Fly Fishing Bow River. That way we know that you have shared it. And then, so I guess there's going to be a part 3. Okay, so I'm going to double check that you've followed him and you've shared his favorite IGTV video. So Cole, give me a thumbs up if you and the Banjo Boys, you and your roommates are ready to play, because the folks on here would love to win this double-sided fly box. So you know what you got to do. You got to follow Cole Martin Music, and you have to share his favorite song. So let's head over. Tim's back from his PD break.
I am back.
And head over here and bring in the Banjo Boys, the roommates from down under. All right. We can't hear you.
How are we doing, everybody?
There, we hear you.
Hear me?
All right.
Awesome.
So
These are my cohorts. These are my cohort Banjo Boys. That's actually our band name.
Yeah, so. Look at cohort.
Oh, CBB, Cohort Banjo Boys.
You got
So,
it.
why don't you guys give us a shameless plug for Snake Lake Brewing?
Oh, Snake Lake Brewing on Instagram. We got lots of good beers. You should probably check them out. Found all over Alberta. It's beautiful.
All right. And you guys are in Sylvan Lake.
What's that?
You're in Sylvan Lake.
That's right, Sylvan Lake, Alberta. Yeah, we're on
Okay.
Highway 20, actually just across from Tim Hortons there. So
Perfect. Well,
only
you and the Banjo
Tim Hortons
Boys,
in town, yeah.
you guys let it rock. We'll sit here and listen. And hopefully everybody's heading
Alrighty.
over to Instagram doing what they need to do to win a fly box
very
from
much.
Rocky Mountain Fly Shop. So the mission is get coal to Nashville. So take it away, Banjo Boys.
Alrighty, this song's called Cripple Creek.
Oh yeah, brother.
I love it.
That's fantastic. So we have nowhere to go. So if you guys have one more song and maybe something from Deliverance would be fantastic given the way this night's going.
Let me grab a guitar here.
Oh yeah, you grab a guitar. And if anybody out there wants to see the Banjo Boys shotgun a beer, feel free to do so. Let us know in the comments. We can get them shotgunning a beer. So if the people want it, you guys have to deliver.
Shotgun and a beer.
I like it. James says those will be some fun guys in a drift boat.
Yeah. Oh, we'll get you guys on the drift boat playing your banjos.
Yeah, man.
Okay, take it away.
There we go. All right, this song's a little bit more about like maybe not fishing, but it's a little song called Fishing in the Dark. Oh yeah. Lazy hill moon coming up tonight, shining through the trees. Great guitar singing and lightning bugs are floating on the breeze. Baby, get ready. Cross the creek where the creek runs down by the old road. I'm gonna take you to a special place that nobody knows. Baby, get ready. Ooh, you and me go fishing in the dark, lying on the backside, count the stars, and the cool grass grows. Down by the river, full moonlight, we'll be falling in love. Middle of the night, just smooth and slow. Stand up on the road. Feels so good to be with you. Spring is almost over and the summer's come and the days are getting long.
Waited all winter for the time to be right, just to take you along. Baby, get ready. It don't matter if it's said forever and the days gone by. Jump in the river and cool ourselves from the heat of the night. Baby, get ready. Ooh, you and me going fishing in the dark. Light on the back, sing help the spark. Let the cool grass go. Down by the river, oh, moonlight, we fall in love. In the middle of the night, just move it slow. Yeah, stay the whole night through. Feels so good to be with you and me. Oh, messing in the dark, right on the back, stand down. Where the cool grass grows. Down by the river, oh, moonlight, we'll fall in love. In the middle of the night, just move it slow. Yeah, stay the whole night through. Feels so good to be with you. Yeah.
Wow, that is fantastic.
That was good.
And why don't you introduce the boys?
Your brown pants on.
So this is my boy Alan Christie. This is Adam. He's actually maybe a partner of Snake Lake Brewing Company. This is Rob Hart. He owns the best barbecue shop in Rocky Mountain House, Alberta. And yeah, thanks for having us on tonight. It's really cool.
Well, yeah, we got to have you guys back. That definitely was more impressive than Tim's flies that he tied.
They're beautiful, Tim.
Thanks, brother.
So is Tim's beautiful too. So
Yeah, he is. But before we let you guys go, the people have been asking for you guys to chug a beer, so we can't let you off the hook without putting a beer deep.
we'll get some cans together. We'll maybe we could shotgun a beer for you.
I'm not leaving until you shotgun a beer.
No
All
worries.
right, give us 1 second. We're just gonna gather.
Yeah, oh, we're not going anywhere. We got nowhere to go. It's Thursday night. We took work off tomorrow. Forgot I don't work.
You may or may not be the off-season.
Let that banjo go.
That sings, brother.
I love banjos.
First instrument I ever learned. Need some spoons. You got some spoons?
We can spoon if we were allowed to get close.
If we were allowed to be close to each
I would spoon you. How about some Deliverance tunes? You got to know that. There it is. Oh, he's got the lighter going. It's good stuff.
Keep it going.
Our national anthem right there.
I'm going to get a banjo just for that song.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about this barbecue place in Rocky Mountain House.
Old Smoky's Barbecue Shack.
Old Smoky Barbecue.
Yeah.
I've heard good things. My dad lives about 20 minutes east of Rocky. And
Really?
Alhambra.
Alhambra, that's where I'm from.
No way.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Alhambra.
You and my dad might match on Tinder.
Or Grinder.
Or Grinder. I'm not adopted. I'm a biological birth of my parents.
They want to hear.
So you think you can chug a beer quicker?
Okay.
I want to hear doing banjos. I'll get a guitar.
I will chug with you guys. And Tim?
I can't.
Yeah, you can. You can. You might need a lighter beer than that Granville Island Winter Ale. But look at them. You don't get darker than the midnight sun with those beers.
What kind of beer is that?
That's light beer for us.
All right, you want to be doing? We'll do here. We'll chug a beer and we'll get right into dueling banjos. Ready?
Okay.
Boys.
All right.
Let's do it, folks.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Let it rip.
Cheers.
Should put the right mouth.
Oh, Cole, man.
Oh.
Okay. Give me dueling banjos, and let's send these people home with a fantastic memory.
Hold on now.
That's awesome.
Awesome, brothers. We appreciate you guys. Cole, thanks for rallying the troops. Thanks for shotgunning a beer. Everybody in the banjo seats, the guitar seats, whether you got 4 strings or 6 strings, or like Tim and wearing a G string.
I only need one string.
Yes, we will have you guys back. That is a fact. I know everybody loved you guys. We love you guys, and we appreciate it. So, stay happy, boys. We'll see you soon.
Cheers, everybody. Thank you very much.
All right. Welcome. What does that even mean?
I don't know.
Stop making me chug beer.
Yeah, that's all I know.
So yeah, Thursday Night Live, folks. For me, the most fun night of the week.
Without a doubt.
I literally crawled through the week waiting for this day to hang out with you guys. So we got to give this away.
And if you don't know, that box is like the most epic boat box there is.
I got 6 of them on my boat, maybe 5, 6, I don't know.
Can hold a lot of flies.
A lot of flies.
It's like 32 dozen or something.
It's too many. It's too many flies. So, anyways, that's it. What we need to know is how to give this away. So I'm going to head up and check the Instagram and see which of you has followed Cole Martin Music, which of you has shared their favorite song of Cole Martin Music. And I also need a letter between A and Z. And if you're American, that's Z. Z is Z. It's the same thing. It comes after Y. So give me a letter between A and Z. And if you have accomplished the prior two requirements, you will win this fly box, and I will ship it out to you in a month or 3.
Yeah.
I'm just being real. The shipping. Okay, watch it. I swear, officer, I only had to. Mark Holcomb, we got the winner right there.
Fast.
Yeah, well, he knows that I didn't have a marker on me.
So it's the same letter as last week.
I did not change it from last week, but that's okay. Because sometimes you just got to be smarter than quicker.
You should have been here last week.
Mark won. Mark, we will ship you this fly box. And thanks to Rocky Mountain Fly Shop.
Yeah. They've been doing such a great job of keeping you guys supplied with lots of giveaways. Can't thank them enough. Some awesome stuff every week we've been able
and they
to
got
give away.
more.
We got a lot more.
We'll call it the Rocky Mountain Fly Shop Tickle Box.
The Tickle Box. Tickle, tickle, tickle.
Because the Tickle Box is where all the goods are that Rocky Mountain Fly Shop likes to give away. Frickin' F. John, even if you did win, we would ship it to you, and it would never get there. So let's be real.
Did he get his kit yet?
Not yet.
Oh, man.
He's got two in the airways.
Man, he's just living in a dead zone.
Yeah. So, freaking love you guys.
Yeah.
I seriously, for my mental health, I look forward to Thursday nights.
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm not just saying that.
No.
And to guys like Cole Martin and his roommates who jump in here and
what's
play
what it's all
music.
about, man.
Yeah,
If it's
community.
not about community, then what's it about? It might be about a loaf of bread, which I need to eat here shortly to soak up some of this booze.
Oh my goodness, Timothy Hepworth. Is that a caterpillar crawling out of your shirt or just some dubbing? Right here. On your neck.
I don't know. Oh, right here, you mean? I just go like this, snip it off.
So next week, same time, same place, and we're on episode 5.
Episode 5.
You were tying a marabou leech and, ironic, the Ray Charles.
Ray Charles.
The Ray Charles. See,
Another great Montana fly.
We didn't see that coming.
Nope. Epic. Can't wait for it.
Didn't get the joke. We didn't see that coming.
Well, he's blind. I get it. Okay.
Okay. Well, you're the asshole. Tim's poor wife. Yes, she is going to have to drive him home tonight. And awesome, Jade. We appreciate you tuning in. And if you're getting your kits at the brewery, that is super fantastic. Remember, if you're in the Calgary area, we do put 20 kits every Wednesday at the brewery, and you just got to go down there, and they're totally free. If you want to grab some beer, but it's not required. The kits are totally free because this is how Thursday Night Live started. Was an effort to the community to bring everybody together with no judgments. Nobody's perfect, especially us. And no, it's true.
Especially this guy.
And that's about it.
No, that's really what it's about. And take advantage of that, guys. There, like he said, there are 20 kits there. They haven't all gone every night, every week, so we want you to go get them. It's our way of saying thank you for all the support that you've given us
100%.
for the last 3 years. So let's go get them, use them. And we are kind of a little sly in that we make you go back every week to get them because we also want you to support the brewery. We have a great partnership with them and we want them to succeed through this time of struggle as well. So yeah, can't say thanks enough, but go try them. Go get some kits.
Yeah, and to everybody from near and far, we appreciate you guys. Everybody that tunes in and comments and keeps this a interactive show, we appreciate that. So
absolutely.
Yeah, so going back to the brewery, it's the plan 100%. We're trying to what's the word? Can't think of it right now. You guys made me shotgun too many beers. But it's a conundrum that we're in, trying to figure out how to bring this environment back to the brewery, because I miss my people. It's a lot of work to go back to the brewery, but it's why we started Thursday Night Live. So imagine when we all get to hang out, all of us, from near and far, whether you guys come here, whether we go down there, whatever it is. I truly want to meet everybody because I feel like I got a lot of new best friends. And
we say this a lot, guys, but it is what it's all about. If it wasn't about you guys, not only would we not be here, but we wouldn't have the community that we've been able to, and I don't even want to say create, because you guys all have been part of it. And every week we get to come together and see you guys. It gives us the opportunity to be together as well. And what more could we ask for? So one day, obviously, the dream to see you all.
Yeah,
hopefully we can.
And it is selfish because...
Well, it is.
I mean, I cherish my Thursdays.
Yeah.
And Jim, I need a ride home. So if you want to go outside and wait for me, fire up the Jeep, get that thing warm.
I'll sit in the hide.
Jim's my neighbor, just so everybody knows. And I'm at home. And Tim has a ride home. So, Blake Teague, hugs to you too. He ordered a kit. I had to put him together a kit after we sold out. So that's awesome. And Michael, glad to have someone to tie with, a good motivator when getting back into it. Mm-hmm. So we're all on different parts of our journey of fly tying. And that's the cool part, is there's no judgment here. We just tie together. Whether these are super simple patterns for you, whether they're complicated, it's just about hanging out, having people like Cole Martin here, singing music for us, playing banjos with his roommates. The coal mines.
Coal mines.
Frick. I was going to be like super adamant about that. But check out our Instagrams. We got to get this coal mine crap out of here. And I'm not political. You notice we don't talk about politics. But this has to be gone.
This is more than politics. This is something that's going to directly affect something that not only we guide in this environment, but we also bring a lot of people, a lot of you come up here and fish this environment that we're trying to protect. So check us out, guys, because we're seriously trying to get this stopped. We're trying to put coal mines in a place that's going to directly affect one of the most significant fisheries that we have in Alberta.
The fisheries.
We can't stop
the
it.
Freshwater sources, the irrigation. There's so many things that this is complicating. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, the part that pisses me off is COVID happened, and then they went in there and they just removed the policy from like 1986.
Yeah.
Where coal mining wouldn't be accepted anymore, and they just removed it. And it's pissing me off because consult with the people, and it's on public land, and that public land is our land.
Yeah.
And so we got to fight for it. So if you have petitions, sign them. If you have an MLA, send them an email, because tomorrow's our last day to be heard. Yeah. So we got to make noise, folks, and we encourage you guys, even if you're not from Alberta. We got rid of Pebble Mine. We saved Bristol Bay. We got to fight for this 100,000%. Super adamant about this, and we need your voice. So send us an email if you don't know what we're talking about. We'll forward you the information. Obviously, I screwed up and didn't bring this up earlier, but like I'd planned to do.
Meant to speak about this earlier, but it is.
Yeah.
If you go to our, like we said, to our social media, you'll see what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about, directly affecting our southern Alberta fisheries, the Old Man fishery.
Central Alberta,
Central South,
the Ram, the watersheds up there in the Red Deer River area.
It feels like we're having to defend what's been protected for the last 30 years. And for whatever reason, the government that's in place at this current time has chosen to disregard what's been in place for so long. And it's for short-term gain. That's what I find so much frustrating, is it's not even really benefiting the local people. Yes, people have jobs because of it, but it's all foreign. It's not local.
It's like a fraction of people get work out of this. And then when you think about the repercussions down the road and the people that lose the work, the people, the guiding, the ranchers, the indigenous people, the local people who don't have fresh drinking water anymore. This is our drinking water.
Yeah.
And we're going to be transporting in plastic bottles, and then you go down the plastic train. So anyways, enough politics.
Yeah.
Make your voice heard.
Make your voice heard.
Yeah.
That's really
we got to
what
be
it's
loud about this one, folks. Yeah. So, as always, I'm Dana Lattery, Fly Fishing Boat River Outfitters.
And I'm Tim Hepworth, also here with Fly Fishing Boat River Outfitters. We can't wait for next week. Only 7 days to go, and we'll be back for episode, what is it, 5?
5.
Super pumped to be back with you guys. Don't forget to just tune in. We're here to be with you. We want this to be as much of a community as possible. So let's meet. It's once a week where we get to see each other and experience what that has to offer.
And bring your questions. Fly fishing, anything in this environment. We're glad to help. If you fish the bow, ask us questions. We'll do our best to answer them. And until next Thursday, I love you guys.
Love you guys, all of you.
And we'll see you next week.